But here, I want to get everybody's thoughts on this. Eddie Murphy, speaking of comedians, is coming back to stand-up. He's working on a $70 million deal with Netflix to do some stand-up specials. I can't wait.
I mean, yes, there's...
Are you not feeling Eddie Murphy?
I love Eddie Murphy. He's great. There's this
You're nervous.
Very
Do you
much
think
so.
he
And a lot
doesn't
of
have it anymore?
a lot of different reasons why I'm nervous here. The first is
Let's keep guessing, Riley.
I know.
start with Delirious and Raw, right? Those stand-up specials, those would not fly tonight.
Of course.
None of
No.
that stuff that he talks about now.
Right.
Destroyed on Twitter and his
Don't
career's
you think
over.
he knows
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Absolutely. But that's kind of like young,
That's his
crazy
thing.
Eddie Murphy. That was his thing back then, right? So that was why people like he was just so outrageous and was like almost his inspiration was Richard Pryor and
So you think without that, he's not going to be...
no, I just don't know if it's just from money motivation. That's no matter what it is, stand up or whatever. It's not a great thing. It's certainly a reason to get you to start writing if you're going to do a bunch of them. He's been rumored to talk about it for a bit. Remember the Saturday Night Live special though? That was an opportunity.
Right.
When that reunion or the anniversary, for him to come because he was up there, he's going to tell some jokes. He did nothing. He just said like that. There was nothing.
Well, because he was banned from the show, wasn't he, for a little bit or something like
No,
that?
he wasn't banned. He was offended by a joke that David Spade said.
That's what it was.
So refused to come on the show, and then
That's what it
they
was.
had made up and done some stuff. But I'm very excited to see it. What I'm also worried about is because they're going to do a series of them. If the first one is like bad or subpar, then he's got to climb harder. But I'm rooting for him. I love Eddie Murphy. I want Eddie Murphy to be great. I want him to make a comeback. I mean, that's what we love. We love comebacks.
Has he been doing any stand-up at all?
He's done it in a long
So
time.
what worries me just from having done that is it's a muscle, man.
Yeah, it
and
is.
if you haven't been working that muscle for over 3 decades, like that scares me and like tarnishing, like when Jordan decided to come back to the Wizards type stuff, where you're tarnishing the legacy at that point.
How much of that money does he get?
The 70 mil? I don't know.
I know you don't know.
Well, I mean, if you have like 10% or maybe 10 or 20%, you got to pay out to either your agent or manager.
He probably has 20 because he probably has like lawyers, managers, agents.
Yeah, so out of the 70, I'd probably end up between 15 to 20 is probably what he'd probably clear.
Yeah.
And that's not
You think he's keeping 15 to 20?
probably. You say, I mean, maybe a little more, but you'd probably guess that. But
It's
yeah,
just
you're right
so
though. When it
much
comes
money.
to stand up, though, I was going up at the Comedy Store every night for 2 times a night, 7 days a week, and I haven't gone up in like 9 years. And like Ellis keeps asking me to go up, and it's like a lot of work. I can't remember who it was. Like, you're going to go up in New York, and I'm like, I used to go home when I was single, and when I was by myself, I would smoke a joint, I would walk around my house with no one there, and just recite my stuff
Over and over and
for
over and
hours,
over.
and then come up with new stuff while I was there. I can't type on my computer. Yesterday, I sit down. I just got home. I sit down. Oh, you got to work. What are you working for? The kid's got to do this. The kid's got to do that. I'm like, holy shit! I just walked in the fucking door. You can't get shit done.
Yeah.
And it's like I need like an office. It's like it's crazy. But he's in a very different place. Obviously, he can sit down and with $70 million, you can get somebody else to change the kid's shit diaper. But anyway, it's
15 to 20.
15 to 20. Yeah. Anyway.
Pocket change.
Pocket change. But I'm excited to see him come back.
He got it. I bet we start hearing. Look, he's got Coming to America 2 that's getting ready to start filming.
Yeah,
I think he'll
Craig
probably.
Brewer.
Yeah, I think he's going to probably start. We might start hearing some stories of him appearing on stage, working through some new material.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have faith
you're
in him.
You're gonna see him at the Comedy Store.
I can't wait. I
Yeah.
grew up listening to him, and
Yeah.
I wonder how he's going to pull it off with what he can say nowadays. That's
Yeah.
what's interesting to me. He might turn it around and
It's
do
like
something
watching
very
a good
interesting.
fighter who used to be the champ come back to fight. You just don't want him to get knocked out in the first round.
It's not a fair comparison because this other person wasn't that great, but it reminds me of Chris Tucker, where he like blew up really fast, but immediately went into movies.
Right.
But then he did his Netflix special, and it was awful.
Right.
And so that's like, it's not fair to compare those two because again, Eddie Murphy is an all-time
No,
great.
it's a good
like,
comparison.
comedian, but
Too.
like,
Yeah, but he was also in this time as in the 80s. He wasn't a guy that was doing so many specials like a Seinfeld or all these comedians. He was a rock star comedian that he was there for. He started doing stand up. He did those big specials, and then he became one of the biggest movie stars on the planet and just stopped doing stand up. So he transitioned away from stand up comedy very quick, very quick.
Not I would say not as quick as Chris Tucker because
No.
Chris Tucker really did it off of like one like Def Comedy Jam special, like
and he was
15
never really
minutes.
known as like a stand-up
Right.
comedian as what Eddie Murphy was
Right.
because he was trying to be like Richard Pryor.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.